Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Impact Upstart. And today we have a very special topic for aspiring entrepreneurs and existing entrepreneurs, and that is conducting a market research. I am Anila, I am an impact entrepreneur and a student of impact entrepreneurship, and I've worked in the startup space for almost 5 years now. So, today I'm going to be sharing my personal experience of conducting a market research for my startup idea. I'll walk you through very quickly through the steps, the methodology, the tools I used, and how I was able to manage my emotions, and any final tips that could make your life easier if you are an entrepreneur just starting your startup journey. So, first thing first, your problem statement. And one of the major challenges us entrepreneurs face when we put ourselves out there to solve problems. The world has endless problems, and you cannot solve all of them all together. And that's one of our major challenges that we try to do so much. Most of us try to, how what they say, end the world hunger. And but that's where every entrepreneur starts. That's part of the process, and that's where I was 5 months ago, even more than 5 months ago. But 5 months ago was the time when I actually put myself out there, put my head down, and started conducting that market research that I was supposed to do for more than a year. So most of us start with a broad problem statement that makes it so hard for us to design a tailored solution to really pin the problem. And sometimes we are literally only addressing the symptoms and we don't really see the underlying problems that are causing those symptoms. So it's very important sorry, to identify the problem first, really dig deeper, and instead of going broad, go really deep and pin what you are really trying to solve. So, when I was starting my market research journey, when was talking to people, the first, the only two feedback that I would get was either one, I don't understand your problem, or two, your problem is too broad to solve. So, what was the process for me? I'll cut it into three very simple steps for you so you could understand. The first step is really go broad. That's where everyone starts. Understand the broader market, understand your space, the broader challenges, the trends that are happening, the different segments that are involved in your space, the different stakeholders, and try to really understand what's happening in general. And from there, you will be able to identify segments that are either the biggest, that are the most affected, that are facing, like common challenges, or also that is a segment of your interest. You have work experience with them and you can really penetrate that segment easily. You'll be able to figure out some key information that will really help you take the decision of, okay, I'm going to focus on this particular segment at the moment. So once you take that decision employing data and reason and your personal motivation and work experience, then you will be able to further dig deeper. So now the general challenges, broader landscape to a particular segment, and now we are going deeper in understanding further what's happening in the segment, what are my segment trying to do, what are the goals they are trying to achieve, what problems they are facing, how are they doing things, everything you can know about your segment. Put your head down and focus on one particular segment and give as much time as you need to really be reach a point where you feel like, okay, I understand what's happening in this segment now. And from there, the next phase would be, if you are able to pin that problem that your segment is facing, what is the solution and why is there no solution? Obviously, there is always a solution if there is a problem. And it was the same case for me, that there were many solutions in the market. So what I did was, like, as a next phase, I started to conduct an existing solutions analysis, what's existing in the market, and I picked top six to seven solutions that I felt like that were doing a really good job and that were well known in the market, and I started to dig into them to see if there are solutions available in the market. Why aren't my segment using it? So then I spent as much time as I could. I started to use the solutions, understand what they were trying to do, who they were designing it for, how they were deploying the solution, what was the messaging like, what was this user journey like. And now I had two things: my problem statement, my segment, the existing solutions, and the goals my segment is trying to achieve in the gap that's available in the market. And this is where you win as an entrepreneur. This is where your role comes in. You are not trying to build something from scratch. There are solutions existing. You are only trying to solve the gaps in the market. So that's where you can actually be more confident, and you are like, this is the problem I'm solving, and that's where your startup, your solution comes in. So that is kind of like a very simplified stepwise version of how you go about conducting your market research. But these three steps don't just happen the way, as easily as I defining them. It needs, you have to employ multiple methodologies. You don't want to keep your methodology narrow. You want a broader perspective, obviously, to be able to really find a tailored solution and understand the problem from different perspectives. So the methodologies that you could employ very easily, that I also used, was obviously web scraping. That's where we all start. Try to dig as much as possible what's available in the market, the surveys that have been done, the reports that are available, and then go talk to experts, because in my segment I needed an expert opinion. So I continuously sought after experts, and I asked for their opinion. I asked for what's happening in the market. And interviews are very important. No matter how deep you go into web scraping, you have to find time and the people to talk to and to see what they are saying. It's a game changer. Even if you are able to talk to one person, conduct an in-depth interview with 1 or 10 or 100, but make sure that you do those interviews. They are very important to understand what's really happening in your segment. And social listening can be done, going to a networking event in your segment, or going and attending a webinar, or going to a conference, or really just reading what's happening, what people are posting online, and joining these communities. And that's what I did. I joined a lot of groups, and I started to listen to people, what they were saying. So these were some methodologies you have to employ. And that's why when people say market research takes time, it's like, yes, there are few sections, few steps you have to follow, but to be able to really nail those steps, you have to employ multiple tools and methodologies. And the next one is, what are the tools that you can use? So thanks to AI and GPT, we are not alone in conducting our research these days, because you have assistants. So I used 4 assistants and I loved it. Obviously, GPT-4 is there to help you out with whatever you need. Just go there, treat it as an assistant. I used Consensus, one really great resource. I used Keymate, and I used data analysis. All three are available in Pro GPT package, and they are lifesavers, they are time savers, they really make your life easier. So when you have 4 research assistants, all of a sudden your life just becomes easier. So I use them to analyze my data. I use them to find trends, develop charts for me, do competitor analysis, sometimes just pull data from the web, and it was amazing. So use these tools, and it will really help you in going through this exhausting journey of conducting a market research. So when I say exhausting, let's talk about the emotional experience. Obviously, this really crazy, long, exhausting, tiring journey does not come with emotional ups and downs, and I myself went through a lot of them. And especially when you have people, telling you, I don't know, Anila, what you are trying to do. I don't understand your problem. Your problem is too big. You tend to get emotional at times, and sometimes you just feel tired. So, if I could tell you one thing that you could take away from the emotional experience that I faced was accept the fact that the emotional roller coaster is going to be part of the process. There are going to be days when you are going to feel tired. There are going to be days when you are really going to feel lost. And these days cannot be like one day. Those may be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You literally have no idea what's happening and what you are trying to do, and you just want to give up, get under the blanket, forget about it. And there are going to be days when you are going to feel like you can't do it, this is not for you, it's too complex, you don't understand what you are trying to do. And of course, there are going to be days when you are excited, you want to solve this problem, you want to find the solution, you are committed. So it's literally a roller coaster, and understanding and accepting the fact that this is part of the process, and I'm just feeling lost or I'm just feeling tired, and I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna calm down and see what's happening, and I'm gonna move through with grace and smoothly will really help you stay in the game. Because many people don't conduct market research because emotional roller coaster is there, and we very easily, some of us, give up. And just understanding that I can go through, and then trying to talk to people, talk to your mentor, talk to your friends, what's happening, and sometimes just write things down. It will really help you move through the process. So yeah, that's about it for today. I tried to go as fast as possible. I wanted to do 8 minutes, but it's 12 minutes. Obviously, it was a long journey, but I tried my best to keep it as simple as possible, summarize it for you. But if there is one aspect or any of these aspects that you want me to cover more in depth and really dive in, and I'll be happy to do another episode on any of these topics and really go in depth with you here. So let me know in the comments about your experience in conducting a market research, any questions you may have, or any other topic that you want me to cover here. And we will see you in the next episode. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Bye bye.